I put together a list of the top 5 Royal Giant decks in Clash Royale for the beginning of 2026. Today we're going to be ranking them to see which is the best. First up we have RG Lightning. This is a pretty good deck, and the Lightning is really useful for taking out buildings and any cards that they use to try to counter your RG. Started off here with defending this Goblin Barrel with skeletons. It gets some damage, but it's not that bad, because I know that I'll be able to push with RG and get way more damage. Typical mid-ladder player playing Mega Knight. You can see the Lightning is pretty useful here to take out the E-Wiz, and I tried to play a late turret, but it didn't go through. That's okay though, because the E-Spirit will clean it up. He goes in with a Hog Rider, but somehow, I don't know how, I messed up the Fisherman. That's just a skill issue though, the deck is still fine. I'm gonna support this with a Royal Giant and the Ghost, because the reason the Ghost and the RG work so well together is because the Ghost will splash any swarms that they try to play, and it'll also go to the tower, and while the RG is tanking, it'll get so much damage, as you can see it's doing right now. No one's really playing anything here, just getting back at Elixir. Musketeer isn't that bad against Sparrow, still a little bit of damage though. I tried to support this with a E-Spirit so that I could maybe catch a swarm, but I just played E-Wiz instead. I played this Fisherman, thinking that it would beat the E-Wiz before it got stunned, but it didn't. That's okay though, I can follow it up with a Royal Giant and a Ghost again, and this combo is really good, as you can see. They can't really do anything because the Tesla is going to get killed by the RG, pretty much, and the support is just gonna kill his defense. Then the Lightning comes in handy again with the Magic Archer and damaging the tower. I think that snowball was luck, not gonna lie, because I don't think he predicted my turret. That would've been crazy if he did though. This time, believe it or not, I missed again. I'm not usually this bad, I don't know what I was doing. But anyway, I go in with an RG with this Fisherman because I know that I can damage his tower, and the Lightning will also take the tower that he already has up. So this Goblin Barrel is a threat, and so is the Mega Knight, but I tank it just because there isn't a lot of time on the clock, and because I have a push in the other lane. I'll give RG Lightning a solid 8.6 out of 10. Next up we have 3.5 RG. I actually made this deck myself. I really like the synergy with the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and Ghost, because the Mini P.E.K.K.A. will kill any high HP and hard-hitting troop that they try to play, while the Ghost will deal with swarms. So they basically cover each other's weaknesses. And with the RG, the Mini P.E.K.K.A. is also really good at taking, like the last guy had a Mega Knight, the Mini P.E.K.K.A. would have killed the Mega Knight super quick. I'm gonna activate King early here against this Giant. It's good to activate King, always. Also, if you didn't know, the reason that people run Electro Spirit with Royal Giant, even though you can activate King, is because the Royal Giant actually outranges the King Tower. So when the Royal Giant is on a tower, the King Tower can't actually hit it, so it doesn't matter if their King is up, but try to get your King up. So I go in with an RG here. He has a Bomb Tower. That's okay though, and his Bar Barrel is late, so my Fisherman is actually going to go to the tower and get some more damage. He goes in with the Giant again. I'm just going to distract the Barbarian with Skellies, which I didn't really need to do. This tower would have killed it, but I get to cycle anyway, so it's okay. The Mini P.E.K.K.A., you can see it's going to charge up his ability. He missed the rocket, which is crazy, but I get the Mini P.E.K.K.A. ability down, and that's tower. Really, this is game. I just have to keep defending. But I pressure with an RG again because I know he doesn't have a lot of elixir from wasting a rocket. And this is going to be both towers down and a 3 crown actually. I'll give 3.5 RG a solid 9 out of 10. Next up we have RG Monk. I actually really like this deck. It's one of my favorite Royal Giant decks because of the synergy with the Royal Giant and Monk. This guy's gonna be a cornball though, playing E-Barbs. He thought we would scar me, that's why he played Fire Spirit. Little does he know, we're actually better than him. Yeah. So I follow this up with a RG and E-Spirit. If the E-Spirit doesn't get stuck, it will reset the Inferno Dragon. But I guess it's okay because it let the Inferno Dragon charge up a little bit more, so it would be better to reset. Now we Monk in the middle to pull the baby dragon and let our tower kill it. This Monk on the counter push is going to be pretty bad for him, and he has Lumberjack. Of course, I should have expected that. Anyway, we can just guards in the middle, and this will fully take out the Lumberjack. We can Hunter with these guards, and this is going to be pretty bad for him, but he miners in the middle. The Hunter will still get some damage. Yeah, he E-Barbs on top of it, but it's okay. So, I played Fisherman in the middle and fireballed the E-Barbs. And the Fisherman is actually really good against E-Barbs because it will pull them to the center where both towers can shoot. And if you can take out the other one, it's easy. Anyway, that was no damage from the E-Barbs. And now we have a counter-fishing Fisherman. He played a Tesla in the middle, so him having Tesla is going to be annoying, but we can get around it. That's the thing with Royal Giant. Usually their cycle is pretty fast, so you can outcycle their buildings, and even if you can't, you can just Royal Giant in the back and then get 2 Royal Giants on the board at once, and like double and triple elixir. Anyway, we guards just so we don't leak, and then we follow it up with a Monk. This is really good fireball value, hitting both of the dragons. And then we can Hunter. That's going to kill the baby dragon. This is not a great situation to be in, but the Monk is going to be so good here, as you can see. And then that's going to help kill the Lumberjack also, but the Fisherman will actually finish it off. Hunter again to kill the baby dragon and the Inferno Dragon, which is going to get raged up and then it's going to hit our tower. And if that happens, we're cooked. So the guards are really good there because it'll waste the Inferno Dragon thing 6 times because of the shield and the skeleton. He goes E-Barbs on top of our Royal Giant because he's an E-Barbs player, and we're going to overtime. We do have the damage lead by a little bit, but we're going to have to play perfect defense if we're going to win this. The thing with RG is you want to counter push all the time. Like if you have a surviving Fisherman, you want a Royal Giant with that as long as you know their counter is out of hand. Even if it isn't, sometimes if they're low elixir, it's a good idea to counter push. This E-Spirit is really good because it's going to distract the Inferno Dragon and then also reset it. This fireball was necessary. The Evil Hunter is putting in the work, killing everything. Miner does take it out, but that's okay. Then we Royal Giant with these guards. The reason I played it with guards is because if he plays E-Barbs, the guards will tank for the RG for a little bit. He plays Inferno Dragon though. Now he goes into the E-Barbs. This is going to be a really hard defense. But the Hunter is actually putting in the work again. You can see the Hunter is just so good. We can Monk to catch this Miner, and then we can counter push with the Royal Giant. He did play Inferno Dragon at the same time I played Royal Giant, but that's okay because it's at the river, so the Hunter will actually splash it. Since it's charged up, it does kill the Hunter, but that's okay. We can kill everything that he has with an E-Spirit and Hunter. Hunter, again, doing really well. Another pair of E-Barbs we're only winning by like 200 HP, but as long as we can play perfect defense and maybe get a few fireballs, we will win. So, still only about 200 HP. We can still win. We can still win though. We just have to lock in. And if this RG gets a shot off, we basically win, but we have to defend this miner. Alright, that's game. Let's go. And this is one of the reasons that I really like RG Monk, because you can defend so well and still counter push and get damage and win matchups you probably shouldn't. I'll give RG Monk a solid 9.35 out of 10. Alright, next up we have 3.0 RG. This is like the normal fast cycle Royal Giant deck. I also really like this. I feel like it's more aggressive than RG Monk, but maybe that's just me. So I'm gonna log these wall breakers, which I don't know why I did. I guess I thought the hunter would kill them, but it's okay. We can always come back. That's the thing with RG. You can be down 2 towers, or maybe not 2, but you can be down a lot and still come back and win, just because of the nature of the RG. Also, if you do take a tower, always, well, almost always Royal Giant in the pocket. They can't do anything. This hunter is going to only hit 1 wall breaker, but that's fine because now we have another big counter push, but he can just delivery on that. The thing that I don't think a lot of people realize is that Hunter actually kills recruits like fully if it's point blank, because each pellet does like its own damage, so it'll take out the shield and the actual recruit at the same time. So right now I'm saying that I'm going to Royal Giant and then predict the Tesla with a fireball, so we'll see if that works. It's gonna be right there. Yeah, let's go. See, I mean, I'm taking a lot of damage right now. I'm thinking I'm just gonna sack the tower, but I actually decided that I could ghost and kill the miner. It wouldn't have really mattered that much because miner does like 4 damage, but the ghost will counter push anyway, so that's always good. Anyway, we get more souls, and this ghost is going to do a lot, and he isn't responding for some reason. So 87 HP, we can definitely win. Even if your opponents like are smart, you will still win with this deck if you play well. That's the thing, you like have to play well with RG. You have to actually lock in, or else it won't work that well for you. I'm going in the opposite lane because I know that I have a spell that will take that tower, so I need to focus on getting damage in the opposite lane, because I can always just fireball this tower and take it. I don't need an RG lock. This fisherman here is good because it will take the miner off of the tower, and any damage that we can prevent right now is going to be good. This Royal Giant, I didn't need a Royal Giant, but I might as well, just to take the tower, because I know that he can't go in if I pressure him. So by playing the Royal Giant, I'm effectively taking his tower and also defending, because there's nothing that he can do to pressure, if you know what I mean. Anyway, we take this win. Let's go. It's hard to pick between RG Monk and 3.0 RG, but I'm gonna go with 3.0 RG with a solid 9.4 out of 10. Okay, for the number 1 Royal Giant deck of 2026, I'm going with Vacuum Cycle. This is a deck that I made myself, and you might notice the snowball and think that's a little bit weird for a Royal Giant deck. And you wouldn't be wrong, but the snowball is really good for supporting the RG. It's basically a log that does more knockback in any direction. And I have the Evo Snow because basically if you play a Royal Giant, especially the Evo, it's going to kill all the swarms for you, so you don't need it for that. But like say they have a P.E.K.K.A down and your fisherman isn't in cycle or something, you use a snowball and you can put whatever they played like across, like behind the tower. The same thing with Swarm too. I mean, with ranged troops too. Like say they play a Witch to counter your RG, the skeletons aren't going to do anything if it's an Evo RG. but the witch is still going to damage it. So you can snowball the witch backwards and also kill some of the skeletons that it spawns and slow it down. So like the fisherman wouldn't do anything there because it would get distracted by skellies. But like you see this witch right here, I can push that back. You do have to be careful with snow for activating king, because you can do that on accident. But as long as you like check where you're actually placing it, it's okay. This E-Spirit here is going to counter the skeletons, and then I need the Fireball, and he actually gave me really nice value with the Barb Arrow, and I kill everything. Right now I'm winning, but I do have to be really careful because anything could go wrong against a Ram Rider. Maybe that's just me though. Anyway, I support this mini P.E.K.K.A with a Hunter and an E-Spirit so that it'll reset and the Hunter will kill it. Hunter actually does really good damage. It does like 500 damage to a tower if it shoots the tower. Yeah, and like with the snowball, I can push the witch back, and say that mini P.E.K.K.A survived, it would have killed the witch easier because the skeletons, because it would be closer, so the skeletons like wouldn't have enough time to spawn. I'm up 2 towers, and there isn't a lot of time left, and all I have to do is defend. Even if I don't defend that 1 tower, it's still, I'll win. Yeah, I really like this deck just because of the synergy with the snowball and the mini P.E.K.K.A. You can use this deck with Log too. There's a version that I'm experimenting with that takes out the Evo Snow, puts in the Log, and puts in the Evo Ghost instead of the E-Spirit as well. But I'll give this deck a solid 9.8 out of 10. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.